Well, it's September, and you know what that means? GoPro have just released their new Hero 10. Bienvenue, and welcome to 150 Days of Winter. Hello! 7 screws, 1 plate. We've got our must update your GoPro, sign of the 21st century. We have our USB cable, we have our attachment, our screw, our helmet attachment, we have our skew whiff stickers designed to annoy the anally retentive people. And for me, of course, the biggest waste of paper. Have product questions? Well, why don't you just put a quick code? I doubt anybody has ever read this. Actually, if you have ever read this book, please leave a comment down below, because I don't know anyone who has. And that's it, really. Oh, sorry, of course, yeah. And of course, a GoPro Hero 10, of course. And of course, once you've taken them out, hey look, a nice little bag for your GoPro Hero 10. Oh, sorry. There you go.
Later.
So I've been using this GoPro Hero 10 on and off for the past week or so. I've also had my second COVID vaccine shot, which has left me feeling pretty shitty for a couple of days, which has contributed to the delay in the release of this video. So, what do I think about the Hero 10? Well, the following comments should have a massive proviso, which I will explain at the end. So let's have the simple answer. The Hero 10 is a fine action camera. Yeah. Faint praise. But hey, the Hero 9 is also a fine action camera. And there's the problem. Are the differences between the two worth the €50 difference, or €100 if you don't take out GoPro subscription? I'm going to call this the iPhone S problem. To explain, rather like GoPro, Apple release a new product every year. They release a new iPhone every year. Every 2 years they change the design, and in between they release what is called an S model, which has exactly the same form factor as the previous years, but internally that's where all the magic happens. Of course, as I wrote this, I should of course point out that the 4S fixed the antenna gate antenna, the 5S added a fingerprint sensor, the 6S added 3D touch, the 8 added wireless charging, and so on. But it's these S models where reviewers always have trouble justifying the upgrade, as the layman looks at the outsides and they look identical to the predecessor. This is the way that Apple go and add like an extra color, so to differentiate that. But basically, Apple tried to explain that they want to give you better performance, better battery life, and keep the price about the same. Which brings us back to GoPro. You see, their big selling point this year is that they've got this new GP2 processor inside the Hero 10. However, they show no benchmarks or anything like that to prove its benefits. Yes, I know that they offer 4K 120 frames a second and 5.3K at 60 frames a second, but I doubt the majority of people will use these frame rates an awful lot. Okay, and by the way, I'm doing another video focusing on these frame rates and videos which I'm working on at the moment. And yes, I know the touchscreen is marginally better than the Hero 9. It's more responsive, but at least when I've been using it, I've still found that I've had to do double taps on various things more than I would really like to. Okay, so yes, an improvement, but not perfect. Hypersmooth 4 is very good, but then Hypersmooth 3 was very good, and the differences between the two are very subtle. In some unscientific tests, the 1-year-old battery in my GoPro Hero 9 outperformed the new battery in my GoPro Hero 10 using similar resolutions, which again shouldn't happen, not even close. Yes, the Hero 10 uses 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi for faster transfer between a GoPro and a telephone, but it's not something that I use. Okay, I'm a memory card into a laptop type of person. If you look anywhere on the internet, you'll see that reports of overheating of Hero 10 are rife, but these are usually left when cameras are being tested in a static position. Remember, this is an action camera, okay? With the exception of time lapses, these cameras should be constantly moving, resulting in better airflow. Now, I'm not giving GoPro a pass. Even with any camera, like the Sony camera that I'm recording on here, shouldn't overheat when you're running it at its highest resolution. You just, well, it shouldn't, okay? And this one doesn't. But anyway. And then we have small little bugs that are there, or intricacies, if you like. The battery indicator, after charging, when you turn it back on, the percentage continues to climb after being turned on. And about like 12 seconds later, it finally comes to rest with what that battery is actually charged at. Now, if I am turning on a camera looking to see having to wait 10 seconds to actually find out what the percentage is unacceptable. And it's not only that, when you swap the camera between modes, between video, time lapse and camera, the battery percentage actually changes. I understand that this is to give a better idea of time remaining using the power of each of these modes, if you like. However, this would be fine if the battery showed actual 10 minutes left or 5 minutes left, but no, it shows a percentage. Okay, a percentage is an absolute figure. It shouldn't change when you go from mode to mode. And of course, you add into that there are certain resolutions missing. I personally miss 5.3K at 25 or 24 frames a second. It's been pointed out, of course, that the max lens mod, although compatible with the 10, won't actually work until the next update is available. But here comes the proviso that I said. Here is the big but. Okay, and I'm not talking about Donald Trump's colonoscopy. There is apparently a big update to the Hero 10, which is forecast to arrive mid-November, which should solve some or all of these problems that I've just listed. Okay, so maybe another review after November is required. After hearing all of that, it does rather feel that GoPro have released this camera before it's been properly finished, and that early adopters are being used as beta testers. So going back to what I said before, does the GoPro 10 offer better performance? Well, yes and no, as I've explained. Does it offer better battery life? Again, it would require more testing on my behalf, but I would say there is no significant extra battery life. And the price, well, again, €50 is just on that level where you might go and say, oh, what the hell, we'll upsell, we'll go from, we could have bought the 9, but we're going to buy the 10 instead. Yeah, but of course, if you didn't go for the subscription, €100 all of a sudden becomes, becomes just a little bit too far. I guess if you're upgrading from the 7, and your budget allows, then the 10 is absolutely fine. If you don't have 430 euros, then the Hero 9 is 90% of the 10 for 50 euros less. So, do you agree with what I've said? Am I just an old git talking out of my arse? If so, leave your comments down below. Okay? If you'd like to see more content about the Hero 10, which I am working on, then please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And on that, I will see you in the next video. Ciao.